Hello, guys, and welcome back to another Jace Loves Strength live stream. As you can see, rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. I'm still alive and kicking. Now, that being said, I also know that I'm woefully behind on bringing you guys content, and I apologize. The honest truth is, my health has been an issue. I have been incredibly sick. That still remains the case. I know a lot of you guys know that I've been dealing with it for a long time now. The eyes continue to be a major issue. The infections continue to weaken my immune system, and so I have just been, you know, not in good shape. And so YouTube has not exactly been a high priority and has suffered. And I apologize. But I've also thought, you know what? I like talking to you guys. I love strongman. I love strength sports. And I'm very much encouraged and more energetic and happy when I'm getting to pontificate about this stuff. So I thought, you know what? We're going to make this weekend a change. We're going to decide to bring you content often anyway, no matter how I'm feeling. As a matter of fact, this live stream here will be one of no less than 3 this weekend. I might go overboard and do 4 or 5, I don't know, but we're doing 3 minimum. And then I'm going to take those live streams and probably break them up and turn them into more short form videos and video content that you can watch if you're not joining me live, because many of you will not join me live. In fact, the most of you will not join me live. So we'll turn it into videos because I need more video content. You guys want more content, and eventually I hope to have some subscribers watching this, so it's not just me talking to my screen. Now, what are we doing today, though? What is this video about? What is this video? What is Jace going to ramble on about to the open airwaves that nobody is sitting and watching? Well, I'll tell you. I've decided that what we're going to do is we are going to predict the full 2025 International Strongman season. I basically look at 9 events as the creme de la creme of the men's international scene, and we're not going to just predict one of them. We're going to predict all 9 of them in this video. And then as we go on throughout the year, we will make more full predictions, not just a winner, but full podiums, probably first to last position. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to mock me when I go not only wrong in first place or second place or third place, but when I get every position wrong. You'll get plenty of opportunity for that. But I thought, let's start by predicting the winners and see how many out of 9 I can be right for when we get to the end of the year. Okay? So, if we look at the first event on the international scene, we're basically looking at the 2025 Arnold Strongman Classic. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to start with a little controversy. I'm going to go for uh, kind of a dark horse pick here. Someone who is, probably an underdog and you guys would not expect me to lead with. But I've just got a feeling. You just got a feeling, and sometimes you just got to go with that feeling deep in your gut. So I actually think the 2025 Strongman season is going to kick off at the Arnold Strongman Classic with a win for a guy named Mitchell Hooper. Now, many of you probably won't know that name or have any idea who I'm talking about. He's kind of new to the scene. There are some people who believe in him, believe it or not. And they think that he might have some kind of future in store. But I know a lot of you probably won't know the name or probably haven't heard of him. I encourage you to Google him and see a little bit about the guy. I know it's a very dark horse pick. A lot of people would not be expecting me to start the season off with him, but I've just got a feeling, and so I think we're probably looking at a 2025 Arnold Strongman Classic champion named Mitchell Hooper. Yep. Now, it's a long season, though. We don't just phone it in, after one contest and say, "Hey, that's the man who is the man to beat, and your dominating force of the year." We immediately go from there to the Arnold UK, and I gave you a little bit of controversy in my first pick. My second pick is going to be no less controversial because I'm going to say that the 2025 Arnold UK champion is actually going to be Mitchell Hooper. I know we're spreading the wealth around already, getting getting multiple champions out there. But one of the things that makes this pick controversial is not just the name, but another thing that makes this pick controversial is the rumor and the scuttlebutt is that Mitchell isn't even going to compete in the Arnold UK. So it is awfully weird that I would pick him to win, and I realize that, but I'm doing it anyway. So we'll circle back around here at the end of the stream, and we'll talk a little bit more about this very controversial pick. All right. After we leave the Arnold UK, we get to go to the event that people think about when they think of strongman, if they think about strongman. Let's face it, most of us are the only people that think about strongman because most of the world doesn't care. But for those of us who do, when people think of strongman, they think world's strongest man. Now, we all have our own opinions, whether that's good, bad, indifferent, or what have you, but it doesn't change the fact that it's true. For most people, strongman, it's synonymous with world's strongest man. And so last year, in 2024, we had Tom Stoltman win. And Tom is getting to be a name that you just expect to win World's Strongest Man. I mean, he is looking amazing at that particular competition. He gets a lot of criticism outside of that competition. Again, we can debate whether that's fair or unfair, but Big Tommy is doing really well at the World's Strongest Man. The question for this video, because we're talking about 2025 predictions, it's not about 2024. It's, do I think Tom will repeat this year? Do I think that he will join that amazing list of legends who have won as many titles as he has? Or do I think we'll crown a new champion? And I'm going to tell you, I think your 2025 World's Strongest Man is going to be some dude named Mitchell Hooper. Now, I reserve the right to change my mind as we get closer to the event, but as of right now, I'm actually thinking that that's probably Mitchell Hooper's to win or lose. I think it's his to lose. I really do. But, just because it's the event that most of us think about when we think of strongman, it doesn't mean that the year's over. There's a lot of strongman left after we leave the World's Strongest Man. As a matter of fact, once we leave the World's Strongest Man, we go across the pond to the Giants Live Strongman Classic. And this is our first major Giants Live event of the year. And, there's been a lot of travel. There's been a lot of guys resting who weren't competing at some of the other events are going to come in strong. A lot of guys dealing with injury by this time. A lot of stuff happening. It's a long season. Their bodies are taking a beating. And that is going to catch up with these guys, and you just can't win event after event after event. Which means you're probably thinking by now, oh, he's just going to say Mitchell Hooper again. Well, ha ha ha! Shows how much you know, because the 2025 Giants Live Strongman Classic winner is going to be Mitchell Hooper. So, okay, you got me. You got me right. On this time, it was Mitchell Hooper, and that's just what I think, guys. I could apologize for it, but I don't, because you're asking what my thoughts are and what my predictions are, and that's my prediction, is that Mitchell Hooper's going to win the 2025 Giants Live Strongman Classic. Sorry. But after that, we come to a show that has now become one of, if not my favorite show of the year. And that's the Strongest Man on Earth, formerly known as the Shaw Classic. Now it's held at the Shaw Classic. So it's the Strongest Man on Earth at the Shaw Classic. Because the Shaw Classic is now, the amateur event, the ladies events, the open events, this weird arm wrestling stuff, which I don't really think we need to bring in here, the grip events, the exhibits, and the booths and all the stuff. It's a big strongman / strength sports extravaganza convention, and it's pretty cool, but I'm there for the strongman. That's what it's about for me. The other stuff is neat, okay, cool. Again, I'm not really in arm wrestling, but it's all cool. But it's all about the strongman for me. And one of the things I love about this particular contest is it's ridiculously heavy. Most of us who are following this, we want to just see big dudes move big things. And so if that's what you're there for, the Strongest Man on Earth is the show for you. And here's the thing. Mitchell Hooper is not the most statically strong guy on the circuit right now. He's, in my opinion, he's definitely your most athletic guy on the circuit. I don't think anyone can touch Mitchell's athleticism, and that's kind of the secret to why he's been doing so well. Is he's just fit and durable and has a gas tank like none of the others, so he can compete often and not really run his body down. And he's just an athletic machine. So he recovers quicker between events 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4 than the other guys do, and that helps. But when you get to the strongest man on earth, it's not just about athleticism. That's going to come into play, but it's about how strong you are, and are you the strongest dude there? Mitchell Hooper is strong, but there are guys who are competing, I believe, that are statically stronger than Mitchell Hooper. And so when you look at it, now we get to have a different conversation. So now when I'm picking who's going to win the 2025 Strongest Man on Earth, I go with Mitchell Hooper. I know, in spite of everything I just said, in spite of it seeming like it's counterintuitive, I'm still rocking with Mitchell Hooper. And one of the reasons is, while he may not be the most statically strong guy in the field, he is pretty dang statically strong himself. And again, he just recovers from event to event to event better than these guys do. And so, while he may not win every event, while he may not win the most events, he might also. But while he may not, Thor could beat him in more. Maybe Trey Mitchell could beat him in more. Maybe Evan Singleton steals some wins away. There's a lot of guys who could do something up there and take some wins or win more events. But I think at the end of the day, what's going to set him apart is that he's a better version of the Dragon. He's a better version of Martins Licis. One of the things that we talked about with Martins for years and years and years before the injury bug finally caught him, and I think it's pretty much destroyed poor Martins' career, was that Martins was just so incredibly consistent. He may not be the man to beat at any one event or very many events, but you weren't going to embarrass him at anything either. He was going to be in contention with just about every single event you threw up there. And that helped Martins win a lot of competitions, have a very good career. You can win a lot when you go to an event and you finish third, 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 third. That's a lot of points, right? Well, one of the things that makes Mitchell so darn good is that, like I just said, he's a better Martins Licis. Instead of going like third, 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 you might very well see Mitchell go second, 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 or second, second, first, second, second, first. And we've seen it time and time again with Mitchell Hooper. He doesn't even have to compete in the last event in most of the competitions he's been in lately because he's already got the title sewn up by the time you get to the last event. So do I think that Mitchell Hooper is in contention for being one of the most statically strong fellas in the field? I do. Do I think that he is the most statically strong guy overall? I'm not so sure. I'm going to say no, I don't think that. But when you add everything together, I do think that he'll be the man left standing at the top of Shaw's podium in Colorado. So 2025, strongest man on earth, Mitchell Hooper. Okay, but once we leave there, it's time for our second Giants Live event of the year. And that means that we're going to the Giants Live World Open. So we just left England, and after one event, we go right back to England. And this time, we're going to look at a World Open champion of Mitchell Hooper. Mitchell Hooper is going to win your 2025 Giants Live World Open. I know, another controversial pick, another pick that will surprise you guys. Jace is crazy. He keeps picking these upstarts that nobody has heard of. You just got to go with what you feel sometimes. You just got to look into the gut and say, okay, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm doing it anyway. After we leave the Giants Live World Open, Giants Live goes to its one event where they don't hold it over in the UK, and they bring it stateside. So we look at the Giants Live USA Strongman Championships. I think sometimes they call it the Giants Live North America Championships. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's the case. But anyway, they bring it back to my continent, okay? And And this is where I'm going to probably make one of my more controversial predictions of the 2025 season. Because earlier I predicted a guy named Mitchell Hooper was actually going to win the Arnold UK, in spite of the rumor being that he wasn't even going to compete at the Arnold UK. It's hard to make, picks that are stupider and more controversial than picking a winner from a guy who's not even supposed to be there. So there's no way I'm stupid enough to do that twice, right? Think again. I'm plenty stupid enough to do that. I am super stupid enough to do that because I'm going to do it again. Mitchell Hooper is not expected to compete at the Giants Live USA Strongman Championships. I don't care. I'm going to say that Mitchell Hooper wins your 2025 Giants Live USA Strongman. That's what I think is going to happen. Thus, I'm saying it and making it my prediction. Okay? In case you're wondering how that works, I usually think someone's going to win, and then I tell you that's what my thoughts are. Okay? Now, once we have knocked out the USA Championships or North America Championships, we've only got one Giants Live event left of the year. And I know we've seen a lot of shakeup on my leaderboard. We've seen a lot of different people carrying out trophies and getting interviews and all this cool stuff from getting to pass these trophies around this year and spread the wealth around. But I've got to tell you, when we get to that last event, Giants Live World Tour Finals, I don't know that we're going to keep spreading the trophy around. I actually think someone's going to be a little bit stingy because I think the guy who just won the USA Strongman Championships, who wasn't supposed to be at the USA Strongman Championships, winds up winning the World Tour Finals. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Moose. The Moose wins the Giants Live WTF. And I just called it the WTF, mainly because I just wanted to say WTF in my video. So Mitchell Hooper, your 2025 Giants Live WTF champion. So there's your World Tour Finals winner, which means that we've only got one single event left to talk about. And then we're done with 2025, and we can start looking ahead to the future. In this case, the future, because we'll start looking at 2026. But before we get to 2026, there's some dust that still needs to settle. There are some battles that still need to be fought. And that's going to be carried out at the Rogue Invitational. And so when we have the Rogue Invitational, a contest that pays quite a bit of money for our athletes, well, you know what? Some might say that, Jace, you're being kind of ridiculous, acting like you've spread the wealth around, acting like you've made controversial picks in terms of picking underdogs and dark horses, and you just keep going with the front runner the whole way. You just keep saying Mitchell Hooper over and over again. And so I hear the sarcasm, I hear the criticism. I get you guys, and I'm sorry. I won't do that anymore. 2025 Rogue Invitational champion will be Mitchell Hooper. Sorry, guys. I cannot change what I think is going to happen. And I think Mitchell Hooper is going to win that one. So out of all of my controversial picks, the two that are probably the most controversial, again, come back to the Arnold UK and the USA Giants Live USA, because he's not supposed to be at those. So again, you might be thinking, Jace, you are really a moron to say the Moose Mitchell Hooper is going to win two contests that he's not even going to compete in. To which I would say, you're absolutely right. And I'm stupid enough to make those predictions. I just got this feeling that he's going to show up and he's going to win. And I also think that if anyone can win a contest that he's not competing in, it's probably Mitchell Hooper. Okay, now all of that said, let's be realistic and reasonable for a minute. He's probably not going to be there, which means he's probably not going to win those events because it's pretty hard to win when you're not competing. So on the off chance that he doesn't just show up and strap on a belt and decide, hey, I'm sorry, guys, I'm here, so I'm taking the trophy home, that means we're going to have different winners in those events. So these are my backup picks. If Mitchell Hooper doesn't win the 2025 Arnold Arnold UK or the 2025 Giants Live USA Strongman Championships, then it's going to shake out like this. If Mitchell Hooper does not win your Arnold UK, then I'm going to go ahead and say that it will be won by. I wished I knew who was going to be competing. That would make it much easier to have a backup pick, right? Um, I'm going to go ahead and pick the guy that you know that I absolutely love and I can't get enough of. I'm going to go ahead and say that the T-Rex, Evan Singleton, becomes your Arnold UK champion, provided Mitchell doesn't win and isn't there, and provided also that Evan Singleton shows up and is in good shape and not injured. So if Hooper doesn't win, and he shouldn't, then I'm going to go with T-Rex. And since you guys know how much I love Evan, that's probably another crazy controversial pick for me, but that's what I'm going to do. Then as we look at our Giants Live USA Strongman Championships towards the end of the year, Mitchell Hooper doesn't show up and doesn't win the event that he's not competing in, then I'm going to say that Lucas Hatton is your Giants Live USA Strongman winner. I also think Austin Andrade could do well there. And, there's several guys that I think could be there, especially because, well, it's called the USA or North America Championship. We do have a lot of international competitors there, and they'll have people come in. If Tom's there, Tom could win. If Thor is there, Thor could win. There's a long time before we get there, though, and I think that the competitors there could shake up and change quite a bit based upon injury and other factors. But I'm going to say, yeah, if Mitchell Hooper doesn't compete, and he probably won't, and he doesn't win since he isn't competing, I'm going to go with Lucas Hatton. So if the predictions are right in terms of who's going to be where and what events Mitchell Hooper is going to compete in and he doesn't compete in, I'll say that if he does not manage to win in the two events he doesn't show up in, the Arnold UK and the Giants Live USA, then we're going to be looking at Evan Singleton and Lucas Hatton to win those competitions. Mark it down. It came out of my mouth, therefore it is right. There's no arguing with the facts. Jace is never wrong. Okay, now, to come back to my next video, where you'll hear me be wrong some more, be looking at the schedule because I'm going to bring you no less than 3 videos this weekend, maybe more. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.